Good morning,
Morning.
Good morning.
and thank you for taking your time. I know that your time is very valuable. You guys are always doing something that makes you money. So, for being here today, I don't know how much each hour you work is worth, but I always look at it, whatever I'm doing, how much my hours are worth. So if I'm spending 2 hours somewhere, gosh, I just spent $140 because I figure my hours are worth about $75. So that's how I run my schedule. Okay. So today I want to share with you something that I have used for many, many years. I think I started working on something like this early in 1990, 92 when I came to the United States. But I never had it organized until I joined the company that I left. When I joined that company in 99, I started working this way, and they're like, oh no, there's more to what you do. We're gonna do it organized, so systematic. And sometimes most of you already doing a lot of right things, but they're not systematically put in place. So what we wanna do today is put it systematically in place, and you may be already working on this, but today we wanna organize them so they make sense to you. We're gonna work on 5 elements. I'm gonna try to spend about 10 minutes per, so we keep it to 50 minutes time. And if you have questions, feedbacks, or build into something better, you have a better idea, bring it in, because that's what we're here for, to work as a team. And hopefully we'll put some very good goals for 2020. And at the end of the next year, we're all laughing about it. I said, well, we'll sit down over there and we talk about doing this and doing that. And here I am, I did it. And that is the best feeling, I promise you that. So we're gonna work in 5 things. And I tell you, on each of these cards, so what I do always, and the reason why I want you to systematically write them on these cards is because if you put them in books, long pages, computers, telephones, you won't see them again. It's just gonna go away. So it says that by writing it down alone, you have a 20% chance of achieving it. But if you read it periodically, you have a 40% chance of achieving it. But if it stays in front of you all the time, you have a 65, 70% chances of achieving what you're saying you want to do. So that is why it's so important. You have it on these little cards, and I'm like, I read, okay, I did, done. Oh, I'm working on this part. So this way, you know where you are, you know where you're going, and you check on yourself. You keep tally up at yourself, and you know what direction you want to go. So number 1, on the top of the thing, you put your name, and you will put 2020. Small letters, because you're going to be writing a few things. So today is going to be a writing time. So you put your name on it. It will be 2020. On the bottom line, we'll put goals and desires. Goals and desires.
Goals and what?
Desires. Yeah. Because, guys, salud. Because goal is one thing. We say, I want to go to Europe. All right, I want to go to Europe. But what does it take to go to Europe? How much money do I need? When do I want to do that? And what kind of work, what kind of effort is going to go into getting that? Don't write that down. That's only a conversation. Okay. Number 1, we'll put here spiritual. This card is going to be designed only for spiritual. So we're going to use this card entirely for spiritual.
That's spiritual?
Spiritual. God. The spiritual part is, how do you build yourself? How do you feed your soul? What do you tell yourself every day? Right? What are the things that scare you? What is the dark? Right? Like when you go out in the dark and you're like, what scares you when you go out in the dark? So this is the part that you want to be very specific. Like I personally tell you what I do. I get up at 4:15 in the morning. I go to the gym, 90 minutes, then I come back and meditate. I spend maybe 10 minutes meditating. In my meditation, I see things the way I want to achieve them. So I see things the way I want to get to it. Like the day today, I saw this day how it's going to go down. So when I'm talking to you, I already did this in my head, how I'm going to do it. But I do that in my quiet moment. That way I don't have anything done by surprise. So if you're going to talk to 3 customers today, at this moment, I'm seeing how I'm going to talk to those customers. I visualize how I'm going to talk to them, how I'm going to shake hands, what they're going to say, what I'm going to say, and all those type of things. If you're gonna call somebody that is angry at me, I see it right here at this moment. I see how I'm gonna listen to that anger and how I'm gonna react and feedback. So this is all the part that is in your soul. And instead of letting that stress me out, because if I don't do this, this will stress you out, right? I have a too angry customer. My kid in the school cannot get along with the teachers. My car broke down. I have a flat tire. Oh my God, and I got bills, and I got this, and I got that. And then what happened? Stress. And then what do you do with the stress?
You forget your goals.
You forget your goals. Then you get into the anxiety levels. Then once you get to those levels, what do? Start thinking, no, then you go to a doctor thinking that you have a problem. But in reality, all you do is you haven't done is take your time to be yourself, to find yourself. Take your time. So 10 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever time you need, quiet, no telephone, nothing, just you and your thoughts. And bring all the positive stuff in with you and work on that. And work through your day. Hey, today I have 2 meetings. Here is what I'm hoping out of my meetings. Here is what I want to, I want to close a sale. Here is how I'm going to present this. And all those type of things. So that goes over here in the spiritual. Got some good notes? All right. Number 2, family. So this one is the same thing. Put your name on the tab. 2020, family. Yeah. In family, once again, goals and desires. One more time. Same thing. Goals and desires with your family. And I learned this because I work in a car business, and you all know a car business works 65, 70 hours a week. The biggest complaint of the wives and the kids is you're never home, right? You're never home. So what I did is I started to put times for my family. So when the kids were little, I would sit down in the living room, shut all the lights off. We may have a little candle or a flashlight or something just to spook the kids out a little bit. And we'll sit down and read stories or tell stories, with the flashlight. And this is just unbelievable. It blows the kids away when you do that. They love it. Or we'll build a tent in the living room. We'll have a little house, and we'll get inside and tell stories in that tent with no lights. It is amazing. That's family. The other thing I would do with them is, that's not enough, because the kids want more. Especially if the kids are a little bit older. What I did is every 90 days, and I still do until this moment, every 90 days I plan a mini vacation. So we Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I go somewhere with them. So maybe we're going to Branson. In the summer, we go to the lake. If we have enough money, we go to Florida, take a quick flight in and out, somewhere that we can relax. And it was just us. I love the lake because when you get to the lake, your telephone doesn't work. No telephone, no technology, just you and your kids. And the other part I love about it in the lake is we got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and we're canoeing ride. So we go in the lake in a canoe. We have jet skis, we have speedboats, but we don't want that. We want to do things that are physical with, family. So wife and one kid, me and the other kid, and we're racing the boat, out in the lake. Up and down, go across the lake. Who can get quicker across? This is the Lake of the Ozark. So those things are team builders. Those things brings families together, and that's when you find out how you're doing with your family, how good you get along with your family. And also every day on the Saturday and Sunday, I will get up early in the morning, cook them breakfast, and have them at the table. And I always do that myself. Why I do that? Because it shows them that I have interest on them, and I feed them well. So they sit down, and I don't sit down with them for me to talk to them. I sit down for them to talk to me. So listen to what they have to say, how the school went, who is the best friend at school, who they spend more time with, what are they doing, what are the things that are in the style right now. Like right now, one of the things that are in the style are like, thank you, Kanye. Like if you talk too much, thank you, Kanye. Or they go, you're a boomer. So those are the things that you got to get in with your family. All right, if you have no kids, but you have brothers and sisters that may have kids, you may want to put some time aside to go hang out with your little nephews and nieces. Take the kids out for the movies, things like that. Let your brother and sister hang out, and you take the kids out for a movie, for pizza, Chuck E. Cheese, or whatever it is. So be involved with that family. If you have no kids to hang out with, then your parents. Take your parents out for dinner. You know? Spend time with your family. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When you do that, let them talk. Listen to what they're saying. Learn about what they're going with. See if you can help them out if they need help mentally. Not necessarily money, but maybe you give them a good advice about something because you're out on the street every day experiencing life, and they may not be. So that's family. That's a good idea. These are all ideas. You fill in the blanks how you want to do it. That make any sense? Okay. Number 3. We're going to move into health, physical. On this one, we're going to go with our physical, how we are taking care of each other, our body. How are we taking care of our body? We can put it physical, we can write it down as health. And this part is what I personally pay very close attention, because you can be very busy making money and making money all the time and feeling good about life because you have money in the bank, but you taking care of yourself physically. Right? Are you feeding yourself good food? Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating healthy? Are you working out? Are you doing anything good that make you feel good on your body internally? That way you last long and you get to enjoy all the money you're making. Because making money is one thing, but being able to enjoy it is different. Is this making any sense? So I personally I get up 4:15 in the morning. I haven't done it in the past 60 days, and I have not done it on purpose because I'm getting a little bit chubby. Because next year I want to build up a little more. Because I have problem gaining weight. Okay? I was 145, then I moved to 150, 155. Right now I'm 172. I'm at my prime. I feel very good. So then next year I'm going to work it out. So when I work out, I get up at 4:15 in the morning. Why so early? Because if you work out that early, your body will build up so much energy for the rest of the day. I promise you, when you go to the gym for 90 minutes at 4:15, 4:30 in the morning, by the time you get to your office at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, you feel like you can walk through a glass and won't even get scratched. You feel so good. It's just crazy. Your mind, your attitude, everything. You smile all day. You're not tired. You're not lousy. It's just perfect. When you work out at night, you waste that energy. Because that you go to sleep with. But when you work out on a date in the morning, you have that energy, you carry that energy all day long, and you transfer that to other people. And in return, those people give you something good. They feel good about you. They have a different perception about you. My God, this guy is always smiling. What kind of drug you taking? And all this type of thing. So that is what physical do for you. Then pay attention how many hours you sleep. Pay attention to your body. You know, some of us need 8 hours of sleep. I personally, 5 hours, very cool. 5 hours, good to go. If I sleep more than that, then I get tired. I feel like, I don't want to do that. I get tired. But if I sleep 5 hours, I'm very sharp. So what that looks for you like is how many hours do you need? Because each one of us is different. So write that down, pay very close attention, pay close attention to what you eat. I very careful with, because I have a problem with cholesterol. I discovered that I have cholesterol problems since I was 21 years old. Because I did that, then I pay attention to what kind of food I eat, how much pizza, how much white rice. So you write this thing down, commit to it, follow it. You know, this way you'll be a very happy person. This is one of the most important ones, your body. Then your image. You know, some of us, we're not very good dressers. So pay attention to how you dress. What's the occasion? What are you dressing up for? You know, if you have a hair on your face, make sure it's nice and trim, polished, perfect. I'm not looking at you because of that. Every morning. Always have a clean smile. Always have a clean clothes, press, smell good, feel good, because that's all your presentation. If you want to be working with people, that make any sense. Your shoes always nice and clean. Even if you have old shoes, doesn't matter. But if you're clean, you look good, because especially when you're in sales, people judge you with all those little things. When you show up to a meeting, they're like, okay. If the collar is all bent up and all that stuff, I'm like, phew, what do we got here? We got a slappy person. We all have different personalities. There's 4 types of personalities. Okay? So within those personalities, some of our personalities are not cut out to be very neat person. We're a little bit slappy. If you notice, our cars sometimes are dirty outside and dirty inside. That is nothing because we are weird people. It's because that's our personality. We don't see those things. Don't ask me. Like that, that would be a completely different conversation, but I can tell you all day long about how this thing works. Personalities, traits. So, learn about how you look every day in the morning. Buy a big tall mirror. Look at yourself. See, how do you look? Do I look presentable? Am I clean? Perfect. I'm going to go meet with this client. I want to make sure that I look good. So when I shake hands, that person shakes hand back with me, and it feels good about it. I don't have to apologize. Make any sense? Okay, that's all your physical part. Physical image. And of course, if you're not eating well, if you're feeling sick, you're feeling tired, all those things show, especially if you're meeting a customer around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Has anybody had those meetings?
Oh, yes.
Right?
Sluggish.
Yeah, after lunch, if you eat a heavy lunch, then you're like tired, you don't feel like talking, you don't have that energy to communicate. And it's not about the energy on your body, but also how you communicate, how sharp you are when you're talking. Okay, so that's that. Okay? Moving along to number 4. This is where it starts to get better. This is the intellectual side. Your self-development. One more time, we put your name across, 2020. This is your personal development. Yes, I get it. You went to college, you have a master's degrees, you have all these big colleges. But if you never did anything different and you're stuck still back in what happened 10, 15 years ago when you went to college, you haven't learned anything new. The idea is you're always constantly learning. I remember when I used to sleep in this basement with 40 other people, and they used to tell me, so what are you always reading? Why do you read so much? I didn't even speak English at the time, and I was reading books that were in English. They're like, those books are in English, you don't even speak English, what the hell are you doing? And I said, well, I'm reading these books in English because I want to learn English, and I'm watching TV in English because I want to learn English. And so those type of things. Always study, go to the school, learn the English part, and they always say, what do you worry so much about education? You're not even, they're going to deport you. I don't care. I said, because what I learned here, nobody can take it away. How we communicate that into today's environment. Always set up goals. What do you want to be professionally, intellectually? Okay? Like in the past 10 years, I've been very, very focused on learning psychology, learning how to read people, learning how to understand people better, learning why people say the things they say and do the things they do. I haven't been to a psychology school, but my gosh, I can understand people really easy, really well, because I've been studying people. I've been studying psychology. I've been studying books that talks about subconscious, why people do the things they do, what's behind their mind, all those type of things. So you want to learn that in your personal development. If you want to change a career, you don't just jump off your business right now and go into the next level. You plan that out. To do what I'm doing right now, I've been planning for this for the past 3 years. I've been saving money. I've been doing all the right things. So when I'm in this business, I'm not, sunking into debt and crying and being desperate. I'm doing everything on my time. As you all know, I became a member of the National Speaker Association. I've been working on that. He discovered me 7 years ago, and since the moment he told me you got to be a speaker, that makes sense. So I started working on that. I started preparing myself, listening and going to the Toastmasters and getting involved with the speakers and learning about speaking, how people speak and how to deliver a message. Well, now I'm a member of the National Speaker Association, but I'm not a full certified speaker yet. But I know that I will be sometime next year because I'm working into that and I know I'm going to get there next year. Does that make any sense? So don't do things by accident, do it by choice. That goes in here, in your intellectual development. The fun one, the one you came for. Economic, business development. When you're in business, I want to talk a little bit about sales tactics. So I learned it's better to negotiate in round tables. I learned about 18 years ago. It's better to negotiate in round tables than it is in square tables. Because if I'm sitting across here, I'm just communicating. But if I'm right next to her, we are talking about it. So because we are talking about it, she's understanding better because she's part of my conversation. But I'm the one doing most of the talk. But she's listening, but she's with me. So the round table allows you to negotiate and have that psychological touch with that person. Like he's just saying, I would tap you in here, tap you a little bit on your leg like this, depending how we're doing, how I'm reading you. So those. But I promise you, it works. By the time you do business with these people, they feel that they are part of you, they are friends with you. They have a relationship with you. They want to be around you. They want to buy from you, and they want to recommend you. I have over 5,000 customers, and I maybe have one or two that they're not happy. But sometimes, you will run into those type of people that they say they come from hell, they stop by, and they go back to hell. But then you run into this 80% of the customers, that 80% that are willing to listen, willing to follow up with you, willing to let you talk to them. And there is that other 10, 15% that with a little bit of skills, you get them right where you want. And there's that 5% that no matter what you do, it doesn't matter. They're not going to stick around. Okay, so that is just a little bit of a sales touch, but in here in economic, with the business and all the stuff. I don't know where you are right now, but every one of you knows where you are in sales, knows where you are for the year. So what I do in here is I pay very close attention to where I am this year, when were my best months, what's the requirements for me? Like I told you a few minutes ago, it's $75 an hour my estimate that I make. Okay? How did I come to that? I came to that. In the car business, I even know every time I pick up the phone, if a person pick up the phone on the other side and say hello, when that person says hello to me, whether we'll make an appointment or not, it's worth $10 to me. If you come to the lot and we shake hands and you don't buy from me, but you're still worth $25 to me. Okay. Now, if I call and just call, and nobody answers the phone and I leave a message, that's $5. That's $5. How you say, well, what the hell? Who's paying you? Okay, it's the average. How many people I call? How many people answer the phone? How many people give me an appointment? How many people I close? And what I get paid every time I close a sale. Then I average that out, and then boom, I talk to 15 people a day, 10 people a day, or whatever it is that requires in your business. Okay, so that's how you want to do it. That way you know exactly. If you're not selling enough, if you're not making enough money, then you got to step it up into, okay, I only been talking to 3 people a day. That means that I maybe need to speak to 6 people a day. Face to face. Is it face to face? Is it on the phone? When you talk to, like I personally, in my type of business, I look to talk to 10 people a day. Even just say hello, shake my business. This powerful. Just to give you a pen. It's a gift. What is she going to say? I don't want to give. Right? She may say no to my business card, but she's going to be okay with the pen. How much this cost me?
$1.80.
Yeah. And
That's a nice pen.
it's not a very costly investment. How do you do it? Well, you buy 1,000 of these at a time and you get a big discount. And then you hand them out. You keep track who you hand them to. You keep track how many you hand a day and all that type of thing. And then you know how many people you're talking to face. That's if you're in sales. And most of you are in sales, right? I don't know what you do.
I have a business processing and engineering firm.
Okay. So you see clients, bigger clients. Yeah.
Mark has
A commercial and residential cleaning company.
Okay. So different type of clients, but how many meetings does it require per week for you to close one? That's what you got to look at it. How many appointments, how many meetings, and all those type of things. So you got to track this very carefully. So what I did myself, I thought I had.
You want to work?
That's all right.
I can work.
So what I did is, when I started this, so I went up, and I, like you and I, perfect, because this is our first year in this business by ourselves. So we go up and we make notes of every month's production. How many sales? How much money? How many sales? How much money? Every month, for the next 3 years. So,
I think that one works.
so if we do this, 2020, 2021, 2022. So what you want to track is per month, January, February, March, April, May, all year long. In here on the side, you want to put these little things. How many sales, how much money? How many sales, how much money? Every month. And you go in a little square with a spreadsheet. And what this will do is, it will give you a graph. 3 years long graph. Then you see the benchmark. For 2020, my benchmark, I want to make $240,000. That's what I want my income to be. Okay. I want to make $240,000. That's what I want to make. How many clients do I need to see? Right? But to see those clients, how many appointments do I need to have? How many phone calls do I need to make? How many pens do I need to buy? And on and on and on. You break it down, be very specific. When you go through this exercise, then you become a true business person. And you know what it takes to run a business. And it's you have your own ownership of that business. Okay? So in this situation, if I was in a car business, so my first year in a car business, I said, I want to make $7,200 per month. My second year, I said, I want to make $12,500 per month. My third year, I said, I want to make $15,700 per month. So I kept setting up these benchmarks. Like I will do benchmarks. So the graph kept going up, and sometimes I will be able to see how some months went this way, some months went that way, some months went this way, and then straight up. Then you can calculate how much money you need and what months are your best months for your marketing. When you want to put more effort into your marketing, and if January is a better month, so then you know that January is a better month, so you want to make a tweak a little bit, where it goes from, okay, I made 10 sales in January. Next January, I want to make 12 sales. 2020, I want to make 12 sales. How can I get 2 extra sales? Okay, so just tweak a little bit into each month. So July, I made it 25 sales. How can I make 28 sales? Right? So that means I need to see extra 6 people because I'm a 52% closing ratio. Do you know your closing ratio? So once you understand all these numbers, you can then specifically predict with the crystal ball, say, okay, this year I'm making $200,000. If I look at you like, how are you going to do that? Tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. Last year I made this much, and I had 3 bad months. It was around April or May or whatever it is. I'm going to change April a little bit. I'm going to improve May and June. And I'm going to change my September a little bit. Boom. You can also be able to say, predict when you take vacations. You will know exactly when to take vacations. Because you don't want to take vacation on your busiest time of the year. Because it costs too much money. Right? I mean, when you're in sales, 1 hour, in my situation, my hour is $75. For you guys, maybe it's $200 an hour, $300 an hour, $1,000 an hour. So when do you want to do that? So that's how you do it. This way, you always have a successful career in sales, and you know how much you're worth it, how much you're getting paid. Is this making any sense?
Yeah.
Any feedback on this? Any comments?
So Carlos, at what point do you say, okay, my bad months are these months,
Yeah.
they've been consistent, should I be taking vacation during that because I should be working on those bad months?
Or you can take the vacation. Like personally, I took vacations in February. Because there are some things you cannot control. And there are things you can control. I can't control the weather, right? And maybe, what I do, the type of business I do, it runs a little bit around the weather. So because I can't control the weather, so I'm taking 10 days off. But then again, if you get very specific, I knew, where I come from, I know the best 2 weeks of the year and the worst 2 weeks of the year. Exact. So these are the 2 worst weeks of the year. I don't have to worry about it. I write them off. That's when I go on vacation. In the best 2 weeks of the year, that's when I'm full speed ahead. I'm not only sitting around knowingly that those are the 2 best weeks of the year, but I'm also marketing. So if last year I sold 30 cars, this year I want to sell 32, 34. I don't want big crazy numbers above my normal numbers. I just want to tweak a little bit more because the average will come up and take care of everything else. So that is one of the things. You have to be very specific. You have to know exactly where you are every month, every week, every day. I know for sure that Monday and Tuesday is a good business day. Wednesday is lousy day, and Thursday. But Friday and Saturday is fantastic. That's based on the business I'm in. I don't know where you are. So you have to understand what days are the best, like in the engineering side, what is the best business meeting days? What hours of the day do you meet with these people that are the best peak of their mind, where they're ready to listen to you about what you're presenting to them? So you have to know all these things, keep track of all those things, because they don't happen by accident. Sales don't happen by accident. Sales happen because you made a difference. You persuade them into believing in your product and your service. Does that make any sense? But there is also, I got trained by these people in England. It's called the Jing Mind. The Jing Mind. J-Y-M. The Jing Mind. So these people taught me that even when you have big goals, they cannot be wishful thinking. If I'm making right now $200,000 a year, break that down times 12, how much does that equal to per month? I don't want to say I want to make 3 times as much right away without any understanding how I'm going to get there. The consistency, how we get there, why are we doing what we're doing, and how can we improve a little bit. And talking about these five elements that we just talked about, we talked about the spiritual, the family, your physical, how you take care of yourself, intellectual, how you develop your intellectual levels, and how every year you improve and improve and improve, and you're always looking for better and better. And finally, we talk about your business, how you take care of your business, right? So to me, you need all 5 to make sense. Because if you're just making money, but you keep getting sick, there's no point in making so much money because you just waste it right back into the doctor. Right? Okay, you're taking care of yourself, your body, and making money, but if you have an awful marriage, or you can't even get married, or you can't get along with anybody, then we have another problem. If you're not, because you're not being a good person. Okay, you're getting along with people, you're making money, you're healthy, but if you're always stressed out, where life is just a disaster, What's it good for?
I think you're talking about a fulfilled life.
Whole circle. A whole circle. And when we do it, the whole circle, we are happy people. We have a point, we have meaning, we have a purpose of what we do and why we do it, and we always have it end in mind. So that is how I've been working for the past 20-some years. And if you wonder how this guy is doing this, how he went from not speaking English to speaking English, I have a in Honduras I went to 6th grade education. In the United States, GED. I think I'm done. Yeah.